Hey guys, so I am making another video on my reef tank. It looks a lot different, but okay, so I'm adding a new fish. I'm adding a 6-line wrasse, and my tank has aggressive fish. I have a pair of 3-striped damselfish, and I have a pair of maroon clownfish, both aggressive species of fish. I used to have an exquisite firefish, and it passed away. I had it for 3 years. Yeah, I think it just died of natural causes. I mean, my parameters were good, the tank was good, the fish were good. Um, it was just getting skinny over time. I'd feed it brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, some fish pellets, and it wasn't just retaining weight. So I knew it was coming. But I wasn't planning on getting another fish because I knew how my fish are. They're already established in the tank. And I knew they would definitely attack any newcomers in the tank. And this is only a 30-gallon. So I was just accepting the fact that I wasn't going to get another fish. But I looked more into the 6-line wrasse. And these species of fish, I believe the maroon and the 3-striped damsels, they're both from Fiji. And the exquisite firefish was from Fiji. So I think that's why there was no aggression issues towards the exquisite firefish. Because number one, it wasn't a damsel, so it wasn't competition for these fish. And number two, they probably would naturally see each other in the wild. And so the 6-line wrasse, they're from Fiji too. So they're from Fiji. They're also a little bit more aggressive. As they grow, they get a lot more aggressive, and a lot of hobbyists end up having to take them out of the tank because they attack more peaceful fish. So this is the perfect demon for me. So what I'm doing here now is the same thing I did with my maroon clownfish. I love this idea. I saw it under a video's comment section about putting a mirror on the side of the tank. So I'm using that same concept. So right now they're trying to attack their own reflection. They think that there's new fish in the tank. They're attacking their own reflection. They see another damsel in the tank. That's their competition. This guy isn't. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. All right. Bear with me because I'm using my phone. Okay, he's in. He's in, and I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. And that's what I love about the 6-lines too. They swim in every little crack in the rock. So I figured if they chased him, I mean, it wouldn't be too much of an issue because they're fast, number one. And number two, they go through all the nooks and crannies of the rocks super fast. So they wouldn't be able to catch him, honestly. So, yeah. I'm going to do another video about my corals because you guys can definitely tell my corals have gotten a lot bigger. The Monties are growing in. My Duncan, let's focus, is looking very gorgeous. My toadstool wasn't doing good, but it was because it was on this side of the tank. So I moved it back to the center and it's starting to open up again. So that's good. But so far so good from what I see. I mean, I don't know where the 6-line went, but it's hiding. But yeah, so that's my idea. So the next time you guys get a new fish for your tank and you already have fish that are established, if you can, put a mirror on the side of the tank. Because now this is what these fish are going to do for the next hour while my new fish gets settled in. Okay guys, so my plan worked like a charm. The 3 most aggressive fish, well, I'd say my 2, but the 6-line also is now attacking its own reflection. So that's a good thing. They're finding common ground. They have a common enemy, which is their own reflection, which is kind of funny. I did feed. I put some brine shrimp in the tank, and the 6-line did eat, so that's a good sign. So I think we are off to a good start, and I think this is the perfect fit for my tank. And that's the thing you want to think about when you are getting new fish for your tank. Or let's say you have a new tank with no fish in it. You want to start out with the least aggressive fish and then go to the most aggressive being the last fish in your tank. So you don't have to deal with issues like this. So I'm going to figure out a name for the new fish. I guess I can introduce the fish to you guys. So my female clownfish, her name is Regina. And my male clown, his name is George. And yes, they've all been victimized by Regina George in this tank. And then my male 3-stripe damsel, he is Slim. And then my female is Queen. I guess you guys can guess where I got that from. Yeah, and then I also have my skunk shrimp, which he does not have a name. And I also got a turbo snail with the 6-line today, so he's already doing a good job of cleaning the rocks. It's only him. My cleanup crew is him. Also a starfish. I forgot I have a starfish in the tank. But I do not get a bunch of cleanup crews in the tank because a lot of people don't understand is that cleanup crew like hermit crab, snail, starfish, all of those also provide waste to your tank. So if you're doing water changes and you don't have an algae issue, there's no reason for you to get 30 snails because you have a 30-gallon tank. Because 9 times out of 10, those 30 snails are going to dwindle and then cause problems in your tank, which will cause another algae outbreak. So what I like to do is get the most 3 snails, and usually that's good. Like I used to have these 2 snails, which it's just the shell now, and they actually lasted as long as the exquisite firefish. They lasted like 3 years, maybe 2 years. And then they kicked the bucket, and now I have some baby snails around the tank. If I see one, oh, you know what? I do see one. All right, let's see if I can zoom in. That little white dot there is a snail, but I got a bunch of baby snails in the tank. So instead of getting a bunch more snails, I just got 1 turbo snail so that he can eat the little algae issues I have in the tank. But this one snail is just fine for my 30-gallon tank. I don't need a ton of snails because then I'm gonna have to worry about feeding them, and then that's when I'm gonna run into algae issues and extra nutrients in the tank that I don't need.